On today's show, we will talk about advice that we would give our younger selves if given the chance, and later we will have Victor Thomas join us to talk about the show Man Up. Friends that are watching this, I want to tell you something. It's time to refuse to let your voice be silent any longer. God is not looking for someone who has it all together or feels that they have made it. All God is looking for is someone who is willing to pursue Him and then pursue the lost and dying world. So speak up and speak His truth and always speak it in love. Build relationships, real, authentic relationships, so that when you speak, they will want to listen. Be in the business of building into people. Silent Christianity, it has to be over because it helps no one. Are we willing to contend for the souls of others, to battle in prayer for them? Will there be times of frustration in this? For sure. Will there be times when you don't know if what you are saying is even taking root at all? Yeah, it will take time and perseverance. But let God direct your steps, your words, and to convey His purpose to you through the Holy Spirit. We certainly cannot do this alone, but as we trust in Him, we will gather those who are lost to Jesus. Be a revelation of who God is. Will you move out of that place of comfort and move in faith? We must have an urgency to move. We can no longer just sit around and think, well, someone else will do it. Represent Jesus and represent Him well. And remember, it's not our job to fix them, but just to introduce them to the one who can. Our mission has always been to share the gospel in our homes, in our neighborhoods, at our jobs, and truly wherever God leads us. That is the Great Commission. Matthew 28:19-20 says, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." Now, we don't know how much time we've been given to share the love of God, but one thing I do know is I have one less day than I did yesterday, and I don't want to miss any opportunity that God lays before me, and I pray that you feel the very same way. And we are just three ladies, all with big opinions, always backed by a biblical standpoint. So let's talk about it.
This segment is brought to you by Harry's Construction, whose motto is, "If you can dream it, we can create it." They are the kitchen and bath design experts, so call Harry's Construction for all your remodeling needs.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. And I gave the ladies a question that I'm not sure they're too thrilled with, but we're going there.
She must have heard us talking the whole way. Yeah, for sure.
We talked about this the whole way to the bathroom.
Well,
yes, we did.
Let's hear what you have to say, ladies.
Okay.
If you could talk to your younger selves, what would you tell them?
You are worth it. You deserve better. And there's a lot of things that are not your fault.
I would say to myself, God is working in this.
Yep.
God is working in this, and you're not responsible for it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
So it sounds to me like the two of you had some things going on in your life that really you had no control over, and that made then you say, okay, like, what is my worth? What is
Some things, some things made me from home, but not all of it.
right?
But I think sometimes you're just that person that doesn't see, that looks in the mirror and doesn't like what they see.
Which I think everybody has stuff. And who I have grown up to be, who I was as a young person, a teenager, a young adult, a young wife and mom, has made me who I am. So I don't think I would change anything per se. I would just want to feel more confident. I have always loved God. I would love to tell myself, He's working. This will help make you the person He wants you to
Trust the process.
be. Trust the process.
Yeah.
And do any of us really want to trust the process?
No.
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 Not a chance.
Yeah, because, I do look back and think I would have loved to have gotten in the Word earlier. That's one thing that I
Yes.
do. Like I would.
I did. So.
Yeah. I actually didn't read the whole way through until I was 36.
I didn't necessarily read the whole way through, but I did. I loved Scripture.
See,
I did.
yeah,
I loved it.
I was a hit or miss for sure.
I feel like if I could change some things when I was younger, make a different decision, but still be where I'm at today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
But that's impossible.
But
Yeah.
if making those decisions help put me where I'm at, because I like where I'm at today, then
Yeah.
And so be it.
so be it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For me, one thing that I would tell my younger self if I had the chance is don't worry so much what others think. Like, I put a lot of stock on what other people thought of me.
How old were you when you were feeling that way?
I think it probably started in the junior high years.
Okay.
Junior
Okay.
high was bad for me.
Was it?
It really was. I was constantly getting into trouble, being like the class clown, trying to just get seen and getting thrown out and getting sent to
But
actually.
if you make people laugh, they like you.
Right, and that's what I thought. Like, just be funny. Just go a big and above and beyond here so that you're bringing people like with you. And I would do just the worst things. I mean, I'm sorry. I made teachers cry. I was being brought to the counselor's office. My dad was getting called in. Like, it was really a big thing. Like, I just wanted people to think I was funny and fun to be around. And I would tell my younger self, like, stop. It's just not worth it. It's not worth all the hassle. It didn't get me anywhere.
Did it make you feel liked?
I think in the moment, maybe,
Okay.
but not long term.
Okay.
Definitely not long
It didn't make you feel like because you said you wanted people to like you. You cared about what they thought.
Yeah, and in the long term, I realized like these friendships that I thought I was gaining really were fake and not real and authentic. And now I just want real and authentic friendships.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And so that would be a big thing I would tell myself.
I think in that age, we all wanted to be liked.
Yeah.
We all wanted to fit in somewhere. We
Fit
all,
in somewhere. I think
Yeah.
that's it. Yes. Whatever niche it was.
Right.
You
Yes.
know, because there were whether you were a sports person or band or chorus, whatever, drama,
Right.
you know. Yeah.
I think it's such a big thing at that age, and I don't
Yes.
know why it's so consuming at that age. But thankfully, I don't really care now. Maybe I should care a little bit more, but I just...
But when did that switch for you? Do you know, is it something you remember happening?
I really don't remember the switch for
Okay.
me. It just kind of happened. Where
Okay.
It's like I'm kind of just like done. I'm done, and I'm okay with who I am.
Well, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it really.
It's
That's
exhausting.
the right word. It's
Yes.
exhausting. I'm
Yeah.
like, nope, I'm done. You know, and then just a funny one that I would say to myself is, watch what you eat and probably exercise more because it's going to catch up with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have enjoyed being able to eat whatever I wanted to more because I took it for granted.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I could eat anything I wanted, anything, and it did not matter. When I was a young adult.
I mean, I had to watch a little bit. I don't think I could eat whatever I wanted, but I definitely could eat a lot more than I can eat today. And I was really committed to working out. Like every day would work out, and that's just something that was part of my life. And I don't remember the last time that was part of my life.
Were you a sports person, or you just like
cheerleader and dance?
But you just liked, oh, okay.
But working out, just it became part of who I was and what I did, and I cared more about like what I was putting in my body and things like that. And then that just changed, and I would tell myself, don't let that change, because it is so hard to get back on track.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
it is. Those habits that we start like that, don't give them up.
Yeah. So I would definitely tell myself that. And I would tell myself, don't be so afraid to try something new. Because I would sometimes just not try things out of the fear of what others would think. I'd have
I just don't perceive you that way at all.
Yeah. I look back at college, and college would have been so different for me. Those were some of my best years. I always say they were some of my favorite years. But I look back and think, man, I would have done so much more and been involved in so much more if I wouldn't have let fear dictate my choices.
Fear of failure or fear of what other people
I think
thought?
both.
Okay.
I think both, of like just what will they think? Will they accept me and want me?
Will they laugh at me?
Yeah. So it's just like so much that then I would just not do anything.
Okay.
And kind of be almost like a hermit in my room.
What did you study?
Education.
Okay. Oh, I knew that. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I would just tell myself, like, don't be afraid to try it, because you only get this one chance.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. College never comes around again.
Right.
Yeah.
And those are those opportunities. Sometimes you think you'll go back and do something, and then you just, life takes over. But again, I would only want to change some of those decisions if it put me to where I'm at.
Yeah.
But if they took me somewhere else, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't know.
It's a good thought.
I like who I am today. I like where I'm at, and I didn't always make the best decisions, but you grow. You make the wrong decisions, and you grow. And we talked about this before, that we can tell our kids, do it this way. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust me. But they're not going to.
No, because they have to learn the same way we did.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I want them to learn the way.
Just listen.
That's right.
Yes.
Do what I'm telling you because it works. Trust me.
Yes.
I just said it this week about one of my adult children. They're in a pickle right now, and I get frustrated. I said to Johnny, if they would have listened to what I said, we would not be talking about this.
Yep.
But you know what?
Yeah. We learn the way we do things.
Right. And I always do try to remind myself, and it's hard, but okay, what was I like as a teenager? What was I thinking? How did I feel? Because they're going through that same process. And in such a bigger way, probably.
It's a developmental process in our brain.
Right. I forget what the age is when they actually say that you can think clearly and be like an adult. I think it's like
not
25.
as a teen. Yes, it's
or,
much older than you think.
Yeah, when they don't have that part in their brain that can reason until you're like 25.
Yeah.
Yet you can join the military at 18 and you can
vote and
Get married.
drink when
Yeah.
you're 21,
have
and
babies.
all these crazy things. But
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And we can't go back. It is what it is. Use what you've gone through to encourage others, to build into each other. See where God wants to take you with it. And just end with this verse, Psalm 121, 1-2. I lift my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And that's where ultimately our help does come from, any age that we are. And when we come back, we will have our guest for the day.
For generations, Dick's Home Care has been providing the best equipment and service for patient care at home. Breathe easier with oxygen from Dick's Home Care. Oxygen concentrators give you a continuous oxygen supply at home. Oxygen cylinders supply oxygen without power. And portable oxygen frees you to go. Dick's Home Care technicians will set your oxygen up and make sure you know how to use it. Call the leader in home medical equipment, Dick's Home Care.
Next time on Man Up, we're going to have my friend Martin Garrett, and we'll talk about loss.
Eli this year in May would be turning 20, so it's been 15 years since Eli passed away with T-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He passed away just 10 days before his 4th birthday. And we spent 2 years in Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh.
All that and more next time on Man Up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. And ladies, we've brought on a guest with us that, is doing something new in our community.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, but before we get into that, just introduce yourself and tell us something about you.
Oh, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm Victor Thomas. I'm originally from Altoona, born and raised, graduated Altoona High School in 1980. I'm dating myself now. I had just celebrated my 62nd birthday, January 12th, just a couple days ago. Grew up here, went to college here, went on to play professional basketball.
Oh.
Came back to the area. Married a beautiful woman. We have 4 beautiful children together. I'm the proud grandfather of 7 beautiful little kids. You know, your whole world starts when you have those little babies.
That's what I hear.
Yep.
That's what I hear. We get
know
pushed
that.
aside.
We know that.
Absolutely. And now I'm gainfully employed with Gloria Gates Care. I'm member acquisition representative with Gloria Gates.
Awesome. So we brought you on the show because my husband, Troy Ferguson, had the idea of doing something similar to what we do, although ladies,
Because we have great ideas.
we do. I think we do it better.
Piggyback on everything.
But he put together a man show called Man Up.
Yes.
I love the name of that. Where did y'all get the name Man Up?
Yeah, that was a deliberation, and Troy had initially came up with that, and we pushed back some ideas here and there. But, you know, Man Up seems to symbolize, if I could go to what Jesus did. Jesus was the ultimate man. He came and he laid down his life for us. And as a pastor, I talk to young guys all the time about manning up. But it really means, how do you die to self? How can you relinquish? I have 30-year-old men that they're so involved with playing Xbox, but now you're a father. Will you let go of your desires to fulfill what your children want to do? And that's
so
what
good.
Man Up is all about. How do we help other and mentor other men on how to be men and apply the biblical standards that are so much needed in today's society?
I love that.
Yeah, I love that
I love
too.
it.
Yep.
So when Troy asked you to be on the show, what were your thoughts?
You know, I'm an associate pastor at Mother Gethsemane Church, and I was actually at the Lighthouse preaching, and he called me. He said, "Hey, why don't we get together for lunch?" And we went, and he said, you know, God had revealed to him, I was the last member to fill this void. And it was something that God was confirming to me also. I didn't picture myself being on TV. I always thought I had a face for radio. When he said, hey, God said, and I prayed about it, and definitely, it's such a joy to give back to the community. And that's what I do with Gloria Gates. Last night I was at the warming center, and it's such a beautiful time to go in and share the things that you've been through. You know, none of us are saved from the womb. We've all had our peaks and valleys, hills and things, the valleys that we go through. So using those things to help others. I'm a firm believer that, you know, Jesus, when he was resurrected and he came out and he went to the disciples, he showed them the wounds. And a lot of people, they have to understand Christianity is not cosmetic surgery. You don't come into church to hide. When God allows you to go through something, you use that to help others.
Well, and 2 Corinthians is very clear. You can comfort others with the comfort that you have been comforted
that's right.
with. That verse has blessed my soul many times over.
Absolutely.
So it's just been a short time that it's been on the air, a couple months now. What are some of the great things that you've been able to experience with being on the show?
You know, it's a lot of feedback. When we started out, we didn't have a chance to market and advertise. It was, you know, let's just go for it. And it's so rewarding I go to the gym 4 o'clock. I'm a 3 o'clock in the morning rise person. In prayer, 4 o'clock, I'm at Planet Fitness. And I'll go and I'll see our commercial coming up, or people will approach me and they are really into it. They're like, it's such a great program. It's so well needed in this community. Nowadays, so many of our youth, they're lost with getting misinformation from the website and things. They really need that standard. How to become a man. How do you really man up?
That's awesome.
And if you're like us, one of the great things about doing Let's Talk About It, we have met some of the most beautiful people.
That's
in
my
our
favorite
community
part.
That's my
my
favorite.
that I
favorite
would not have met otherwise.
Yes, yeah.
I love the fact that Altoona, because of a lot of prayer from a lot of people, the Christian community has come together, and we have met some really great people, and y'all are going to meet some great people too.
We definitely will. And that's so important because a lot of Christians, they are sometimes closet Christians. They don't want to share their faith for being ostracized by the secular community. And to have people approach you like, this is great. Okay, that's just so rewarding. It blesses me to know that you're giving back, that I'm giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And meeting the people that you don't even know, but they'll be like, hey, man, I saw you on TV.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, if you'd like to support us or maybe have on. And it's actually motivated me to look to bring on other guests, co-hosts, and people that want to share what they're doing in the community.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, when we first did this, this is our third season, when we first did it, her and I knew each other. I didn't know her as well. And so we didn't really know what it would look like when we came and did it. But the first day that we recorded, we were like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. And we just meshed so well together.
We did.
We did like a fake conversation.
Yeah.
But you would have never known it was a fake conversation.
So how was it for you guys?
Well, I'll tell you, let me go back to this first because my wife loves your program. She used to come to your Bible study classes, and I think she loves your fashion as well. I think you guys wear different outfits every time. I'm one of those people that I like to dress up as well. So reiterate your question. How was it for us coming together? It just clicked naturally.
That's awesome.
God knew what he was doing, bringing us together. Your husband, Troy, is fantastic. I love Troy. He's such an encourager.
But you
great
know
musician.
when something's been prayed over.
Yes, absolutely. And Brent was like, he's just you all know Brent.
Yes.
And he's so spontaneous with what he does, and he just fits right in. And we just clicked. And it's about first giving respect to each other and having those different positions, because we may have different positions. When I preach the Bible, I don't preach to a black congregation, white congregation. It's supposed to be just the Bible in a nutshell. But there are different perspectives that, when you grow up in certain communities that you can factor in as well. And we mold and we bring those things together and we make it work. And I think it's a great time.
I think that is a great thing because you all three are different. From what I see, we're different, but we can all come together, speak our opinions,
and respect each other.
That's what it's about.
And be friends.
Yeah.
I think that's huge to show people because we know that there are TV shows, talk shows on that aren't biblically sound, but that they fight and get at each other. And, we are able to show, hey, we can have different opinions.
And maybe that sells. That might sell.
It might.
And so what if it does? But that's not who we really are.
No, that's right. That's right.
And so I really appreciate that the three of you were able to come together. And she's so right. When it's bathed in prayer and when it's God's idea and God's directing it, then it just works out so perfectly.
And I think a part of that is that we don't go from Sunday to Sunday without opening our Bibles.
Right.
So it's when you're using that as the foundation, God is in the equation. And when he's in the midst, it's going to prosper. It's going to go forth and produce the fruit that it was intended to produce. And I think that's what we hear in the community now. And I'm so excited to continue and see, how much more we can do with bringing the different.
It really is exciting. And I'm going to put you on the spot here for a minute, but has there been a favorite moment?
There have been different guests that they have so much wit. And it's not just the theology that they bring to the table. I like Micah, who came on the show, and he talked about biblical manhood. And to look at him as a 26-year-old man that has a wealth of knowledge, that at the age of 16, he was already seeking God. He was seeking that. I was seeking how to improve my jump shot and go on to play professional sports. That is to be honored when you see kids like that. The knowledge that he brought was so rewarding. I would have to say that was one of my favorites, but I also enjoyed both Dr. Gates and Donnie Beaver coming on to talk about what we do at Gloria Gates. That's part of ministry. And God has been a part of that from the beginning, uniting all the people that he brought together. And the way that we go out and we help the community. Dr. Gates spoke of how on his mother's deathbed, Gloria, that could have been avoided. He promised, I will do whatever I can to make sure that there's no others like this.
Yeah, that would be powerful.
Yeah.
So just to close things out, for someone who doesn't know where they can catch this and what day, can you let our viewers know?
Absolutely. We will be airing on Fox 8 Sunday mornings. I believe after your program starts at 8, so ours will come right after that at 8:30.
Right.
Love to have them tune in, and then they would be able to get it again Wednesday night on both YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Wednesday nights.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming and joining us and sharing about Man Up. Make sure you guys catch it, and when we come back, we will have our tip for the day.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Next time on Let's Talk About It, we will talk about bias and prejudice. And then Tracy Varilla from King's Academy will join us.
So the goal is, how can we empower these children to learn on their own? Because as you and I both know, there is sort of an epidemic when children graduate from high school, where they're like, wait, no one's telling me what to do, what do I do? Because they've just been told what to do for so long.
All that and more next time on Let's Talk About It.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers, and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
So as of late, I've been studying up on something that I've never studied before, and that's about what foods can do for us positively and or negatively. And I found this list of some foods that can help positively in the natural way. Now, I haven't tried them out yet, but that's the goal. And I'm not saying don't take the medicine that the doctor has prescribed, but I am saying maybe try some of these natural ways and see what they do. Bananas are recommended if you feel tired. Well, that's me all the time, so I'm definitely going to try this one. Trouble focusing? Yep. Try some walnuts. Need a memory boost? How about some blueberries? Hydration needed? Try watermelon. Yep. Love this one because I hate water. Poor sleeping habits? Try a kiwi. Weak hair? Try almonds. These are just a few from the list, and I realize it's probably something that needs to be done daily and not just a one-time thing, but I think I'm willing to give it a try. Let us know if you've tried any of these and the results, or if you have another food that has helped in some way. And until next time, let's talk about it.